can be dangerous, and has won his last 3 inside schedule. Could be very competitive. May not be the easiest of rehabilitation exercises, this, for Rigby. What do you think, Glenn?
Well, I think the styles of both fighters obviously make it what could be a very good fight. They're both going to stand. They both like to trade and punch. But I think McGowan maybe just the better puncher of the two. So Rigby has to be a little careful in close.
Keep him up.
Rigby, who at his best can keep up a phenomenal work rate. He's not blessed with great power, however, and can sometimes just look a bit predictable. He was well outboxed by Vanzi the night he lost the title, and certainly McGowan here has started as if he means some serious business. Rigby's people could have picked an easier one for him on the way back in.
Yes, they could have, but I don't think that really is going to prove too much. I think if he wants to get back to any sort of level, he needs to be winning fights like this.
Good opening round here, plenty of action. Good right uppercut there from Rigby. He's caught on the way in, though. And there's a cut that is opened by the left eye of McGowan. And that's a very good left hook too from Rigby. Good shots.
This is much better towards the end of the round for Rigby. McGowan had the better of it early on, but Rigby's just starting to find a bit of time and come back with some good punches.
There's certainly been no reconnaissance mission here between these two. They've got straight down to it. We thought this might be a good contest, and Rigby has come straight back in after a long absence and seems to have found his timing and is getting the better of this argument in the opening round, although McGowan has certainly had his fair share of success too.
This is good towards the end of the round. Rigby looking sharp, picking his punches better, and as McGowan comes in strongly, walking on to Rigby's punches, making the power much more.
Just seemed to sag a little bit there, McGowan, as if he's finding this a little bit hard. Rigby looking very, very eager to re-establish himself. Big right hand there from McGowan. No knockdown. It was a stumble after that. He took the punch okay, Rigby, but it was a good one. What a round.
That was a very good round. McGowan started off the better, looked the stronger, looked to be hurting Rigby as Rigby came forward, but then Rigby just started to get the grips with it a little bit. You can see the damage to McGowan. That's a nasty cut over his left eye. But Rigby at the end of the round just started to get his composure, was a lot cooler and just started picking his punches more.
Just looked like a jab that opened it up, didn't
well,
it?
he was just pushing away with jabs. He was getting caught coming on, and then decided to go back to his jab and look for sharp punches, and that worked well for Rigby.
And Mark McGowan, the 27-year-old from Plymouth, is cut quite badly in that first round. Second round. Wayne Rigby, the former British lightweight champion, in the black trunks, remember here, and the purple of Mark McGowan, who, although he's cut, is still, you feel, in the argument.
Well, the jab's working well for Rigby. He's just getting McGowan as he's coming in. It's a good shot.
But this is certainly really an exercise in how to blow away the ring rust in just a few minutes. Great jabs from Rigby. You just wonder whether he was going to fade out of the picture completely after losing the British title, but he's gone away, he's worked at things, and he's come back looking pretty sharp here.
Well, I think he needed a fight like this. He needed a competitive match to bring the best out of him, and certainly thus far, that's what this is.
Good accuracy from Rigby, who's getting much the better of the argument now. It's just looking for McGowan as if he's in a shade too deep.
Yes, McGowan looking tired. He's just not getting his punches off sharp enough, and maybe looking to try and punch too strongly with every shot.
I think a little bit was knocked out of him in that first round. He seemed to be sagging at one stage.
Now. He looks very heavy-legged.
And again there, and walked onto another shot. A very busy, determined, sharp Wayne Rigby.
Well, this is good boxing from Rigby, just picking McGowan apart.
It's a quality effort so far, this, from Rigby. Of course, this style in front of him suits him much better than the Fancy Dan type of operator that Bobby Vanzy was that night. Rigby just couldn't really get close to him.
Well, McGowan really getting sickened now by this effort from Rigby.
Taking too many here, McGowan. Cut starting to open up again too. Rigby himself just got to be a little careful that he doesn't leave an opening for McGowan, who can bang a little bit.
Yes, I think if Rigby just keeps using that jab, a little cautious, he can just land the punches that matter. He's much sharper than McGowan, but McGowan's still got a bit of power, and he just has to be careful of that.
Interesting character, Rigby. One of the things he says is that he's inspired by his hatred of his father.
Well, that's good work from Rigby. Finding McGowan at this stage pretty easy to hit, working well behind his jab and just finding the openings and showing good variety. See, mixing up to body and then back to jabs, and really having a very good spell in this fight.
I was just thinking, Glenn, it's an amazing fight, this. It's only been going 6 minutes. It seems to have been about 10 rounds, doesn't it? There's been so much action.
Yes, it's been non-stop, with really just the first minute that was good for McGowan. After that, it's been really all Rigby.
Wayne Rigby, who used to work in an abattoir, and he says after that the routine of boxing came quite easy. But look at this now from McGowan, who's come out here and been told by his corner to try and take charge, and he just keeps throwing punches. Look at this, just look at this from McGowan. Can Rigby meet fire with fire? What a start, what an effort from the man from Plymouth. Listen to the crowd respond to that.
Well, that really was a terrific effort from McGowan, but that's going to take an awful lot out of him. Rigby has managed just to get through that.
I think he's got a bit of damage by the right eye, Rigby. Try to get a closer look at that. Absolute blitz from McGowan. There might be trouble as well by the other eye for Rigby. This looks like marked up rather than cuts at the moment. That was a whirlwind, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, and he's pretty badly marked up, Rigby, under that left eye and a little bit around the right eye.
Just when Rigby was probably thinking he'd taken McGowan's measure and that McGowan was getting a little tired, after 1 minute's rest, the Plymouth man produced a stunning burst of punches, but Rigby's still there.
I think that's the problem for McGowan. With an effort like that, really he needed to stop his man or certainly hurt him, but Rigby's still there.
He's badly marked up around that right eye though, Rigby. That attack has certainly left quite a lot of damage. Swelling underneath the left eye too. And remember that McGowan himself was cut in the first.
Well, he's still there, Rigby, but you wonder how much that assault took out of him.
Good left hook from Rigby, bringing purrs of admiration from his fans in the crowd. Looks a bit open, doesn't he, to those left hooks, Rigby, on the way in sometimes.
Yes, he does. He just drops that right hand as he tries to throw his own jab. Has to be careful of the counters from McGowan.
Oh, big left hook again, though, from Rigby. And he does look a little bit punched out for the round here, McGowan. Rigby senses it. But this has been a terrific battle so far. Another good left hook from McGowan, who ends the round quite well too, and you'd have to give him that one.
Well, a big applause from the crowd. McGowan really did have a sterling effort there.
McGowan, who used to be a tank driver with the 1st Royal Tank Regiment of the British Army for 4 years, serving mostly in Germany. Well, he was like a tank here, wasn't he?
Well, he really was. He'd just come out at the end of the second round. He looked very tired, and you just, where did he get this from? He really must have sucked it up and let everything go. Rigby just trying to cover up, fight back when he could, but it was a really good effort from McGowan.
They didn't all land, but enough did to cause a lot of damage. But Rigby came back well.
Yes, he had his own successes. A good left hook went in there, and he put in a little bit of pressure on McGowan at that point.
McGowan himself knows that a victory here could propel him right up the lightweight rankings. A victory over a recent British champion. It could be a breakthrough night for him, and he'll still believe he can do it too. McGowan in those purple trunks from the Nigel Christian camp down in Plymouth, an unfashionable camp, but what a win for him if he could pull this off. Rigby equally determined to re-establish himself. Smashing fight. Oh, terrific little left hook come uppercut this time from Rigby, rocking the head back of McGowan.
Yes, he's got decent technical ability, Rigby, but again, leaving himself open and caught on the way in.
I think McGowan has had to go to the well, as they say in this business, a few times already to dredge up extra effort. You can almost sense him doing it, sitting here at ringside. He's leaving himself too open, though the gloves are coming down as he gets more tired.
It's one of his problems is he just tries too hard for every single punch, and in doing that slows himself down and gets caught with the quicker ones from Rigby.
Ferociously intense battle. And so far you'd have to say this is one of the best little undercard fights of the year in a British ring. But he's looking open and he's sagging again here, McGowan. Can Rigby find some finishing punches?
Well, he's trying to hang on, McGowan, but he's looking very tired.
How much has McGowan got left? Not too much, maybe. Rigby trying to make every punch count. Oh, and he's done it now. Two big left hooks to finish the cluster. The referee may wave this off. I don't think McGowan has got anything more. It is over, he's counted out. And Wayne Rigby comes back with a superb victory, really. That was no gentle reintroduction. All the credit in the world for the effort that Mark McGowan put up there. Rigby really had to work for that, but he came up trumps.
He did. What a terrific little fight. And McGowan showed himself full of courage and back to strength, but it was just Rigby's pressure, big right hand, and then a left hook. The second one didn't have that much in it, but the first one was certainly enough. but he was looking very tired by this point. You know, he was rolling around, and Rigby just kept the pressure on, and those were excellent punches.
You could sense this end coming a few seconds before it actually did. You could see how tired that Mark McGowan was. And Wayne Rigby, a man who sometimes puts slogans on the walls about his opponents to motivate himself pre-fight, has really got himself up for this ring return, and he's got the victory by knockout.